what's going on? What's going on? Got an audio for you guys tonight. Definitely wanting to talk about semen retention and just talk about how female attraction plays a factor in how you find a mate, so to speak, on it. Before we begin, please guys, go ahead, like, subscribe, definitely get it through the algorithm, as much people as we can reach so that they can hear this message. But I just, like I said, I want to just talk about female attraction on semen retention, and is it something that is real? So to me, like I said, I've been on different streaks, and I've seen how, especially early on in the streaks, so I want to say, like, maybe for me, usually it's like 7 to 10 days when it starts, is when you'll start to notice that attraction more. You'll start to notice that they'll start looking at you. They'll start gazing at you. They'll start kind of like doing different things, right? Just to, because now all of a sudden, 7 to 10 days, your energy level is a lot different. You have more energy to you. You got more vigor, you got more of a vibration to you. Because when you actually cum, the thing is that it takes a couple days for you to recover. Honestly, I know, like, for me, when it happens and stuff like that, it's taking me like about maybe 3 days, 4 days, more or less, but about 3 to start to just recover from that. Because people don't understand, man, when you release like that, yeah, it feels good at the moment, but then what happens right after that, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother situation, man. And it's just like, and so your body has to be able to recover from that. Your body has to be able to replenish what was lost. These things do matter. These things are important, man. Like your semen is very, very powerful. It's not something that, you just spill everywhere, man. It's your life force. It's your life energy. And it's a very, very powerful life force, life energy. Obviously, of course, it's to the point where it creates another human being. But even when you keep it on the inside of you, you learn to absorb it. You learn to let it just circulate into your body. You let it just kind of, filter on through, especially the longer that you are on the streak, right? So you're thinking, okay, well, what does this have to do with semen retention and female attraction? Well, a lot of it, like I said, it's an aura that you end up building up from that. When you save all that energy, when you store all that energy, and then you're able to use the meditation. And that's another thing too, guys. Praying and meditation is a huge, huge benefit, honestly. And you don't even have to meditate that long. You don't even have to pray that long. But if you find time during the day, 5 minutes to just be able to inhale, exhale, focus on your breathing, open up the chakras, your root chakras. Your root chakra is definitely where your life force is at, and you're going to circulate that all throughout your spine, up and through to the top of your head, right? Now, when you're doing that through your breathing, obviously, of course, right? You're doing that, you're putting the focus on that root energy, and you're circulating that to the top through your breathing, right? And so a lot of that, like I said, and now all of a sudden you start to spread that energy now. Now that life energy is now spreading inside you now. Now you're starting to create an aura about you. You're starting to create an energy about you. And that's what's going to also cause them to be attracted to you. Now, here's the thing, guys, that you have to understand, that the longer that you retain, the more likely your body goes into a mode where it's going to project those things that is going to draw a mate to you. Honestly, like every time I've been on the streak, kid you not, man, I've had multiple women just all of a sudden they start to show that interest, and they just want to be around you more. Like I said, you start to develop that magnetism. I want to say like maybe 2-3 weeks in, you start to develop a magnetism about you that could be felt. Now, everybody's different on the journey. I'm just, let me just start by saying that everybody is different on the journey. But more or less, that will be like around the time, because now at that point, once you get past that couple weeks, now you're at that mode now where you could be able to retain. You could be able to start building it up now, because you've been able to show that level of discipline that you can be able to hold out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And understand, guys, honestly too, understand on this thing that most guys out here don't retain, honestly. And you can start to see it in their eyes. You can start to see it in their behavior. You can start to see it in their mannerisms. You can start to see, even being at the store right now. I was walking by right now. I saw this dude with his girl, right? And you could just tell with his girl, like, she had a lot of energy about her and everything and whatnot. But I was looking at him, and just like he had his hoodie on, looked like he had his pajamas on, stuff like that. But it was just his energy, man. And I purposely looked at him in his eyes just because I could just feel how his energy was just very low. It was just very drained, right? And I noticed from the distance that he was looking at me a certain kind of way, almost kind of like, like, who do you think you are kind of thing. I was like, whatever, right? So as we get closer to the point where we're going to walk past each other, I made eye contact with him again because I just wanted to see. I didn't care about the girl. I just wanted to see him. And you could just tell just the look in his eyes, like he couldn't even maintain that eye contact, and he just looked empty. Like when you look into his eyes, you just felt that emptiness, man. And that's a lot of guys out here. That's a lot of guys. Like, they just feel empty. They don't have anything to give. There's nothing to, it's very, very, very empty, man. And so this is why, like, when you're retaining for even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're already setting yourself apart from at least 95% of men, probably more than that, because most men don't retain. They don't. And not only do most men not retain, even the ones who may have tried it, stuff like that, a lot of those don't make it a lifestyle as well. And so that's another thing too, is that you learn how to make it a lifestyle for yourself, right? But women are going to pick up on that energy with you. They're going to realize that, okay, there's something different about you. Because women could tell. When they could look into a man's eyes, they could tell by his energy, they could tell by his aura, they could tell by his spirit, okay, yeah, he has something in him that's going to attract. And a lot of times it could be subconscious, not necessarily conscious, but subconscious. That she could be like, oh, wow, okay, he's different. There's something unique about him that a lot of the other guys don't really carry. And women have that intuition about them, that it's kind of just built in them. They're just hardwired that way. They're too intuitively focused on who they want to attract, basically. And so if you're a guy who's retaining, you're a guy who, like I said, is able to store his energy and able to transmute that energy. And that will be something that we'll talk about on another audio. But when you're able to do those kind of things and you're able to retain for a long time, you're definitely going to start seeing a different level of attraction from women, because women, at the end of the day, they're, like I said, they're going to be very intuitive in terms of who they are going to lock themselves onto at the end of the day, because just like all of us, we're here to attract a mate, right? And a lot of it is biological. A lot of it is primal. And when you're retaining on semen retention, you have that energy about you now. Now you're operating under a different wavelength. Women are high vibrational by nature. The majority of women are high vibrational by nature. Not all, because you got some women out here who are not, but a lot of them are. And so they can be able to tell, like, okay, if he's not on that vibration with me, this is how a woman is feeling, then it's just going to be a no-go, basically. And so that's something to keep in mind, guys, with female attraction. You'll start to see that everywhere you go. You'll probably see that on your job site. You'll probably see that when you're going shopping. You'll probably see that when you're at a sporting event, whatever. It doesn't really matter, man. Just whenever there's a large crowd of people around, you're going to find yourself being surrounded by women who are going to feel that energy, and they're going to want to be a part of that energy, because they're not used to being around a man who can retain. And so I just wanted to just talk about that tonight, as far as just female attraction and kind of just how it works. And so this is kind of like an audio for a lot of you guys who are starting out in this journey, or thinking about starting out on this journey, and you'll start to learn too, the longer that you retain on this journey, that it doesn't become about women. But if you want to make it about women, that's perfectly fine. You have that choice. You have that option to make it that way. If that's a goal of yours, to want that, to be able to draw women, attract women, hey, by all means, do what you need to do. But understand that a journey like this, there's a lot of layers to it, and it's very, very, very deep. But just understand that, especially when you're just only retained for 2 to 3 weeks, just 2 to 3 weeks alone, you'll start to see the difference in the way women look at you. So I'm going to get out of here right now. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. Once again, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it circulated through YouTube. Let's get it through the algorithm. Let's help as many men as we can out here, because we want you guys to succeed. I want you guys to succeed out here. And so, till the next time, I'm going to holler at you guys. Peace.